Okay, guys, we've just drawn 1-1 with West Ham at Upton Park, and it's another horrible, horrendous performance from United, from the players, from the management, from Louis van Gaal himself. And for me, the consistency with which these performances, these reactions are happening is upsetting. Because we're seeing a team there of world class players, and the majority are workaholics. Most of them are willing to work hard, and yet it's been a long time since I feel that we've clicked in any way, shape, or form. QPR at home, Newcastle at home, maybe Leicester at home as well. Other than that, we've rarely shown some real flair, some real attacking intent, some real balls, some determination, and come out with a comfortable victory. And today was another one of those performances where you just saw the game petering out, and Daley Blind scoring the equaliser at the end was small consolation. It couldn't happen to a more giving player, but it's second best again, and there's talk of this being an undeserved point, and that's a great feat. But in actual fact, the fact that we keep having these situations where we're undeserving of the points that we're getting, that is great now and again. That is the sign of a strong side, when now and again those odd games where you shouldn't pick up points, you manage to bag a win, bag a draw. That's positive. But when every single game, particularly away from home, you have to scrape a draw, and that is deemed positive, that is a very slippery slope. And we've gone from looking up and seeing ourselves potentially 3 points off City to now being just 1 point away from Tottenham, and that's a massive worry, because as a unit we look confused, and I'd love to talk formation, I'd love to talk strategy, individual player performance, but for me today we look mentally slow. Everything we tried to create was 2-3 seconds slower than West Ham could read it, and every single pass we make isn't thoughtful of 2-3 passes ahead. There's no one collecting the ball on the half turn looking to do anything. There's no one pushing out wide, making dummy runs, pulling off defenders to create space. Everyone is expecting that perfect ball into feet and expecting that something will come of it. And there needs to be more effort, there needs to be more risk to try and stretch teams and try and open the game up and make it more of a free-flowing game. Because as soon as we sit back, or as soon as the opposition sit back, we find ourselves in this stagnant state of turgid, horrible, sideways, slow, laboured football. And it's becoming a theme, and I'm sick of saying the same things time and time again. And as a United fan, it's upsetting, because we're so used to seeing attacking flair and attacking football. And I can deal with one-off results. I can deal with just about finishing fourth this season after the poor season we had last season and after losing Sir Alex. But with the players we brought in, we'd expect defensive mistakes. What we wouldn't expect is a lack of emphasis when we get beyond Daley Blind. And at the moment, that's what we're seeing. And the changes from Louis van Gaal, or lack of, are another huge worry, and they're close to being sackable offences. I don't think that Louis van Gaal should be relieved of his role. But today was an indicator that he isn't flawless, that this man of arrogance will not always get it right, and that his arrogance can take him a little bit too far and into dangerous territory. Because it was clear to everybody that half-time needed change, be that in system, be that in the players that were on the pitch. And to not even have anybody warming up after half-time and leave it till 65 minutes before a player started warming up is absolutely devastating, because that game was crying out for a Wilson, that game was crying out for a Herrera, that game was crying out for Rooney to be pushed further up and to get more pace in that front line. push players out wide, and none of those things happened. And even in the so-called good spell that we had after the goal, we still looked disappointing with regards to finishing, with regards to obvious chances being created. And when I talk about being mentally slow, you know, everything that happens seems to be given a second thought. There's no instinct. You know, there doesn't seem to be instinct from Louis van Gaal either. And it feels as though all the players are trying to buy into a system, buy into a philosophy. And at the moment, it's causing them a problem because every time they think of something instinctive, every time Januzaj picks the ball up, and instead of taking a man on, he feels the need to bring it inside. Every time Rooney picks the ball up, he needs to play it sideways. Every time the defenders get the ball, instead of shipping it to a midfielder quickly, they feel the need to tiki-taka about the back. And it's getting us nowhere. And we need to see more from this Manchester United team. We need to see more from Louis van Gaal. And we've got Burnley at home on Wednesday, and we need to show some balls. You know, I don't want to talk about player performances. I don't want to talk about the formation because we've done it time and time again. What we need to see from United is the Manchester United way of playing football, and that isn't a particular formation. That isn't a particular set of players. What that is attacking intent. That is entertaining football. That is gutsy football. That is last minute winners because we have blown the defence of the opposition apart. What it isn't is slow, laboured, disappointing, and unappreciative of the fans' football. You know, that's all we're seeing.